That is one big feather. What do we think that is? Eagle? That looks like an elk. That's a big footprint. That's big stuff.
That's big stuff.
And a big mountain. Everything's bigger in the hills. Emily and Clark's Adventure.
After the Badlands, we're going up to Devil's Tower and eventually to Yellowstone. But there's a lot of free Bureau of Land Management land in between. So this episode is more about boondocking outside the parks and what it's like for us just relaxing and living for free.
Because a lot of road tripping isn't super pretty. It's about being on the road, taking care of our needs, and finding little spots along the way.
We've run out of water for the first time on this trip. We stopped at a gas station and they were very nice and said there's a tap on the side of the building. Hooked our hose up, took on water, so we should be okay for a little while. And now we've come to a place that's a museum of mammoth bones, I think. A fossil museum.
The Mammoth dig site was such a nice thing to do on a dreary day. We're now on our way to a free campsite we found on Free Roam.
And while there might not be any more mammoths in this part of the world, it does seem impossible to go anywhere in South Dakota without seeing buffalo.
It's dark, cold, and rainy today. We're really looking forward to setting up camp and building a campfire when we can.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else around here. There's plenty of downed wood here, and there's already a fire pit. It's a little bit dry, so we're going to make sure we clear the area and keep lots of water nearby.
Peace and quiet, a nice hot dinner, and such a wonderful place to eat it in.
The next morning, we make up some protein pancakes and move the truck into the sunshine to charge up the lithium battery. And do a little bit of video editing before we clean up camp and head out for the dump.
Well, after 24 hours and the best campsite we've seen so far, we felt we needed internet to finish our video for the week. And just as we were getting ready to leave, a woman in a van showed up. And anyway, she's taking where we were and we're going to where she was last night. And we'll be able to get internet along the way.
What are your impressions of South Dakota?
Well, it's very rough. This part of it is very hilly. We're in the Black Hills. I guess it's quite varied. One side of the river was very different than the other. The area in the middle was very flat, and now it is Young Mountain.
You think you'd ever want to live here?
Nope, too far north, too cold.
Just a couple hours of driving brings us to our next free spot. What you got there, Clark?
Buffalo chips. And slightly too fresh version.
Might be buffalo, might be cows.
We settled in, started a nice fire, got online, and realized there's a burn ban. Well, this is our last campfire for a while.
Check out this really neat rock formation here. I bet I'm not the only one that sees a man sitting with a toy poodle on his lap. Can you see it?
We spent a second day at another nearby site. This had a fire pit and wood all ready for us, but we decided, no, better not to use it.
We just left Custer, and we had two different pretty neat campsites, but we're moving on to make some progress toward Mount Rushmore. On the way out, we stopped at a laundromat, did some laundry, picked up some essentials, I think at the Dollar General. What else we do? We filled with propane.
Yep.
And yeah, we're doing pretty good on resources, utilities, and hauling our our stuff around. In a day or two, we'll probably be heading up to Wyoming, so we can knock another state off the list. Good thing we have 4-wheel drive. Oh boy, that's very rocky. What do you think?
Right here seems to be the best spot,
Okay.
but I want to back into it.
Okay.
I need your help.
All right. After about 15 minutes of jimmying the rig around and getting settled, we went for a regular walk to check out the surrounding area.
Just 200 yards up the road, we found this perfectly level spot. I think we're gonna get the truck out of the mire we've got it into and park easy.
It was good practice, though.
It was good practice.
Good. Part of boondocking, and not just renting a numbered site, means sometimes finding your site takes a couple hours. So we've learned to arrive well before sunset and always take a little walk around after we park, just in case there's something better. Ooh, someone was camping here. Ooh, a few people were camping here. Look at that. It's like dug out. They dug out a little fort. That's quite a fire pit. This looks like Boy Scouts. Maybe. What the hell is that? It's like a swimming pool. Looks like water was coming down there. Looks like they made a swimming pool. Little seat there. This is quite elaborate. Almost creepily so. It's a parking space. Looks like you could get a lot of tents here. A lot of little flat spots. That'd be a cool place to bring a group. These are really cool places, I think. With no more campfires, we'll have to cook on the propane grill outside or inside in the kitchen.
So what's for lunch, Emily?
Left over Korean rice and a roast beef sandwich and some yogurt and chips and hummus, I think.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
There might even be a salad involved, it looks like.
Lettuce on a sandwich.
Okay.
But the fridge is working.
Yeah.
Oh, because our romaine is frozen.
Okay.
After lunch, time for some hiking. That is one big feather. What do we think that is? Eagle? That looks like an elk. That's a big footprint. That's big stuff.
That's big stuff.
And a big mountain. Everything's bigger in the hills. And that is either part of a rabbit or some animal that ate a rabbit. It looks like it's mostly fur though. There's like nothing else to it. If you know what that is, leave a comment in the comments. We are leaving the dispersed camping area where we spent the last 2 nights, which has been a really awesome place. Not much cell phone signal, which is good and bad. But otherwise, this has been, I think, our favorite site yet.
Yeah, each one we keep saying that. We'll have to do one where, this one's not as good as the last one.
They keep getting better and better.
This one really is.
Today
It's a challenge to get in. As you can see, I'm paying attention. And in a bit, I'm going to really need the 4-wheel drive and no trailers because she just couldn't make it. And that's why we haven't seen a soul, because it's like a dam that just stops most people. It's very crowded at the other end. Every good spot was taken when we came in. But at this end, there's not a soul.
Today we're going to Mount Rushmore. Not because we're like particularly revved up to go to Mount Rushmore, just because it seems like the thing you do when you're in this area. This trip is mostly about experiencing the natural wonders of the different parts of the U.S. And Mount Rushmore isn't really natural, I guess, but it It'll be a good thing to see and to check off our list, and then we're heading up toward Devil's Tower.
Yep.
Fudge, wine, jewelry, t-shirts, all the things you need to make sure you had a good vacation. There you are. That would be
Parking fee $10. See, I told you they'd have a parking lot.
Oh, do you want to go in, or you just want to drive by?
Well, it's up to you.
I don't know. I don't really have a need to.
I don't really need to, because
I
it's
don't
just going to be
either.
look and then keep going.
Let's get in the picture just like everybody else who goes over at the same spot. The nice thing about running into other people, though, is getting local knowledge. Virginia and Dennis told us about a great drive and their favorite restaurant.
I'm glad we stopped here.
And I hope we run into you in Spearfish.
We decided we might even meet them for lunch. They were right. The drive was beautiful. And we did meet for lunch.
We could use a little more power in our batteries, so a longer trip, going slower, is an advantage.
Charge!
So, like many of our days now, we drive to a new state, we find a boondocking location, choose a nice level spot, and take our walk to check out the local neighborhood, then head off to another adventure in the morning.
After we take care of some business. Out west, there do seem to be quite a few free welcome centers and dump stations, which is pretty awesome. We don't have to pay or seek out a special spot. They're usually right on the way from one point to another. Here it is. This is about where we put on our gas masks.
No, this is the spot where we go off road.